This week's Michigan Lottery Excellence in Education winner is Lumturje Shuti from Pearl Lean Elementary School. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I have a letter from your nominator, and I'd like to read a portion of it.
Okay.
They call you Miss Joy, right?
Correct.
All
yes.
right, so that's how this letter refers to you. I'm honored to nominate Miss Joy for the Michigan Lottery Excellence in Education Award. As a Latchkey lead teacher, Miss Joy exemplifies what it means to go above and beyond for her students. Her dedication, creativity, and compassionate heart make her truly an outstanding educator and role model in our community. Miss Joy's commitment to her students goes far beyond the classroom. She's known for often using her own resources to purchase supplies, materials, and even snacks to ensure her students have the tools they need to learn and thrive. Whether it's providing craft supplies for an engaging art project or bringing books to inspire a love of reading, Miss Joy does it so selflessly, always with her students' best interest at heart. Miss Joy's impact extends beyond her Latchkey program. She builds strong relationships with parents, fostering trust and communication, and she serves as a pillar of support for so many families navigating busy schedules.
I think I'm going to cry.
Well, we have tissue for you if you need to cry. Well, what goes through your mind as I was reading that?
Oh gosh, shyness really I'm very how do you say, bashful and not to want to be out there, to say all those things. I mean, it makes me feel really good to hear that, though. It's very nice, very sweet.
You're making a difference in young lives, but it also sounds like adult lives. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that. Mm-hmm. I know you love young children, and you went into education because you saw it in movies and TV as a way to give back. Tell me about that. As a young child, we did watch a lot of TV, me and my siblings, and there's many shows out there had teachers being portrayed, and I always liked that and responded positively to that because it was very, very interesting how they portray it, and it made me feel that is something to go into and make you feel good about yourself, So that was my main reasoning to go into education. Reasons like that, and my love for kids. Yeah. That's got to be there. You can't get into education. You can't get into education without having that feeling of love to teach children. Talk a little bit more about what you saw on TV. What were those strengths that you saw as a good educator? And then how do you incorporate those with your students? Well, I noticed a lot of shows have the teacher kind, wanting to make a difference, and also strict. There are a lot of programs where the teacher is strict and wants something done and lets those students know how to act and behave, and they're just there loving to teach too, and it's portrayed a lot of the shows I watched. Yeah, and stuff like that. What do you hope your children that you're with on a daily basis leave with on a daily basis after they leave your classroom? A good sense of confidence, that they're happy. That's very important. Not just having them know their ABCs, math and science and all that. It's very important to have all of them have a good self-esteem. Because when they go into the world, that's going to be number one thing they need, is self-esteem. And I want to talk about that with you because being an educator is extremely hard because every day is different. You're dealing with so many different people, young minds. Right. How do you get up every day and go to the classroom? What motivates you to do that? Just the love of being with them and knowing that if they are taught something that you were trying to give to them, to teach them, and they get it, that makes me happy. And that makes me say, okay, let's go to work and have that kid
learn that and be happy, stuff like that.
I talk to a lot of teachers and they talk about that experience when the light bulb goes off for the first time.
Yes. I've had those moments. I guess early in my career, I was watching a couple of 2-year-olds, 1 and 2-year-olds, and we were all, every once in a while, we would all get together and sing a song. And I was so happy when one child finally got the verse I was trying to teach them of that song. And I was like, I almost jumped up. I'm like, dang, you finally got it. They were quiet. And then when we started singing and I stopped to see if they would say the next line, they did. And it made me so happy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
If you
Moments
had,
like that are good.
Yeah. If you had advice for other people who wanted to be in education and do your job, what would you say to them?
You have to have patience. The biggest thing going into teaching is having patience with the child. Because if you don't, that will affect the confidence and what you're trying to build and to educate them. And so that would be the number one thing. You've got to have patience with kids because they will test them almost daily.
And you work with quite young children.
Yes, I've had like as young as 4 and as high as about 11, 12. That would be the limit that I have. Well, that's the age group at the school that I work with.
I always ask this on set here, and the question is, fast forward 10 years, you run into a former student. What do you hope that student says to you about their experience with you?
I hope they say, hey, I remember how nice you were. And I did this because of this. I would love to hear it in a couple of years from now, a former student telling to me, I did this because you inspired me to do that. That's what I would love to hear mostly.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's probably already happened because you've been doing this for 30 years, right?
Yeah, I've been in education about that long. I started in 94 in a daycare center. And as of right now, I am in a elementary school for the Warren Consolidated district, and been there for like almost 6 years now there.
Wow.
And I wouldn't change a thing, really.
Well, thank you for what you do. You're making a difference, and we appreciate you.
I appreciate that.
Lumturje from Pearl Lean Elementary receives a $2,000 check from Lottery Commissioner Susanna Shkreli. Excellence in Education Awards sponsored by the Michigan Lottery, providing more than $29 billion to public education since 1972.